Okay, continuing on with our reading of Mark from chapter 1, and we're up to verse 21. This is just after Jesus has found a number of his disciples fishing, and they've followed him. Kai eis poruontai, so that's eis plus poruomai, and it's they because he's now got followers. So they went into Capernaum. Capharnaum is written here, into Capernaum. Here's our euthus again. Immediately, tois sabasin. Now this again is idiomatic. There are various words for the Sabbath in New Testament Greek, and this one has the sense that you either use sabbatos or sabasin here, and it's in the dative. It's really idiomatic expression. Here it's being treated as though it was third declension noun, but it simply means on the Sabbath. So immediately on the Sabbath, as Elthone, having entered into the synagogue, didasken, he began to teach. It's imperfect, so you try and get that sense of to begin to do something, inceptive imperfect. So he began to teach, and then here, they were amazed. So this is the imperfect passive. This is from ekpleso is the verb. And it's quite a strong verb. It literally means to be knocked out. So they were, what we often say in English, bowled over. And so that's probably the sense of it here. They were bowled over, epi te didikeatu, at his teaching. They were amazed, they were astonished. But it's got the sense of pleso is to strike. So they were bowled over at his teaching. Ein gar. Now here we've got this periphrastic use that Mark also likes. It's not good classical Greek, but it is common in the New Testament. So ein, for he was, didaskon, present participle, teaching. So the Greek construction is like the English. We use the verb to be in the past tense plus a participle. Greek doesn't normally do that, but it does in New Testament Greek from time to time. So for he was teaching them as hos plus the participle, as one having exousian authority, kai ukhos hoi grammates, and not as the scribes. These are the teachers of the law. Kai euthus, there's another immediately, Mark's favourite word, and immediately, again, the verb to be early means he was. No, here it doesn't, because you've got the subject here. So in English you would say there was. So immediately there was in their synagogue, ente synagoge our turn, anthropos, a man, en pneumati akathato. Now the en has a lot of range of meanings in New Testament Greek. I've mentioned before it can be equivalent to eis. It's got some Hebraic background, because in Hebrew the equivalent word in Hebrew is the inseparable preposition b, which has a range of meanings including with, and often en has that sense of with in New Testament Greek, probably some interference there from the Hebrew. So there was a man in their synagogue with a spirit which was unclean, with an unclean spirit. Kai anekraxen, this is from anakrasdo, and the root here underneath this, the consonant there is crag, and so it turns into a xi in the aorist form. So kradzo is the verb, this is a compound. So he cried out, so he yelled out, legon, saying, ti heimin kai soi. This is slightly idiomatic, literally, what thing for us and for you. Vocative, Jesus the Nazarene. So what business of ours coincides with yours is the sense of it here, I think. What is there for us and for you, O Jesus the Nazarene? And question here, have you come, apolesai, which is the infinitive, it's from apolumi, to destroy. And this is the infinitive here, a middle infinitive. Have you come to destroy us? Oideset tise, I know you who you are. So it's a fancy way of saying, I know who you are. The Greek says, I know you who you are. The old translation was, I know thee who thou art. Ho hagios to theou, the Holy One of God. Kai et time sen auto, ho Jesus. This is from epitimao. And that's the to rebuke. Epitimao has that sense of rebuke. And so Jesus rebuked, and takes a dative him, legon saying, Phemo 30. This is a very rare verb. It's from phimoo. Phimoo is the verb, and it literally means to muzzle. It's used of muzzling beasts of burden and so on, so that they don't eat the grain as they're dragging the plough through the fields. So it's phimoo, and this is the aorist passive imperative form. So it literally means be muzzled. Translated normally as be silent. Some scholars think this may have some connection with, this may be a magical term that's used in connection only with demons, to be muzzled. Anyway, that's what it is. So be silent and come out. That's x plus the elther root from aelthon, or aelthen, he came, and the stem of this is elth. And so when you come to form the imperative, you just use the unaugmented form. So come out from him. Greek loves to repeat the preposition. Kai. Now the subject here is top pneuma, which is neuter, and we're going to get two neuter aorist participles. Sparaxan, the ending here is san, sigma alpha nu, and this is from sparasso, which is a very powerful word. It can mean to tear somebody asunder, here in the sense of convulsed. And it's a neuter participle agreeing with top pneuma. So the Spirit convulsed him, literally tore him to pieces, or convulsed him. The unclean spirit caused him to convulse. And there's our next neuter participle. This is an aorist participle again, and crying out, calling out, phone megale, in a great voice, he came out from him. Kai ethambethesen, this is from Thambio. This is from Thambio. I am amazed. Or to cause them, here they were amazed. So hapantes, like pantes, all were amazed. This is aorist passive. All were amazed. Hosti plus infinitive. So as su satio is, it's sun plus satio. Now satio, of course, is to seek, and to seek together, and hence to seek together is to debate or argue or question, prosiautus, among themselves. So as to discuss among themselves, saying, TSD tutor, what is this? And then the punctuation here, various different editors punctuated in various different ways. So the punctuation here is, what is this? Didake kaine, a new teaching. Now you can take that, some people put a semicolon here and make that a separate question and take this with the next part. Others read it as it is. As it is, it will mean, what is this? A new teaching, well, with authority. It's a rather vague expression, katexousian. You can do it that way, or you can take it with the next clause. So kai tois pneumasi, we have to keep that in our minds. And now the kai is even or also. So epitasso is our verb. It's from epi plus tasso. Tasso is to command or to order. So he gives commands even to the unclean spirits, as we saw in the previous line. Kai hupakuus in auto, and they obey him. And a koe, this is connected with a kuo, that which you hear becomes a report. And the report, the message about him, autu, exalthin, went out, euthus, immediately, pantaku, everywhere, es holen ten perikoron, into the whole of the perikoron. You get kora is a land or place, and peri, so that this is the surrounding area, tes Galileos of Galilee. So the report about him went out everywhere into the whole of the surrounding area of Galilee. And that's a good place to finish there.